Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan and welcome to Barely Unboxed. So today we have a very special video. We're going to be making a Pride themed Frankie doll with rainbow hair. I also picked up this amazing rainbow Monster High Pride shirt from Amazon. I will put a link to this shirt, or you can click the iCard if I remember to add it, but there will be a link down below. So I picked this Frankie up at a thrift store, and they have like most of their outfit, which is amazing. And I'm gonna reuse parts of it and paint things to look like rainbow. But we are gonna do a little restyle. Probably also do some different makeup on the face. I'm not gonna do a complete face, new face on this Frankie, because I absolutely love this face with the side eye. I think they are really cute. I'll probably update the lip color and maybe add some glitter eyeshadow or something. But I ordered a bunch of hair from Doll Planet. So dollplanet.com. And here is their business card with their phone numbers even. So that's really cool, and it has all their socials on there. And they sell tons of doll hair in all sorts of colors and types. So I ordered some rainbow hair. And I also already had some of this raven black hair. And then this, I think it's tea rose. This is leftover from a failed reroot where the head split and I could not fix it. But anyway, I have this much left and I have the black. So we're going to do a black-haired Frankie, very much like G1 Frankie, with some white streaks. But also we're going to sporadically put this rainbow hair throughout. So I ordered this one called Candy Kiss. It's Japanese saran. Beautiful. It's really has a nice look to it. Some of these are shinier than others, which is kind of interesting. This is Bonfire, which is supposed to be orange, and then Dandelion, which is yellow. And you can see they are different. They're just way too similar. I didn't realize how similar, but I think it'll be fine once I get it rooted. And then we have Rockin' Robin, which is the blue. And then we have Limeade for the green and Utopia for the purple. I think these three colors are so pretty together. And I think all six just look great. I cannot wait to do this. Hopefully I can get it done before the end of Pride Month. But I've only rerooted a few dolls, so it might take me a little longer, but we'll see. I cannot wait to get started on this. So without further ado, let's go get started on them, and I will show you some of the process along the way. So I'm starting out by just kind of inspecting the doll to make sure nothing is broken, nothing needs cleaned excessively before I start customizing. And I have to cut the hair off so that I can put my own colors in. So I'm very excited about this overall. This is, like I said, I don't know if I said it earlier or if I'll say it later in the video, but this is probably my favorite Frankie doll. They were included with Deuce Gorgon in a 2-pack when G3 first came out. And it was one of the first dolls that I got because I really wanted Deuce, and then I totally fell in love with Frankie. So I'm just using some fabric scissors to cut the hair off because they're really sharp and they're really good for cutting fabric, so I feel like the hair is a sort of a fabric. But anyway, they worked really well, and I don't know about you, but I feel like Frankie is really rocking that short hairdo. But I do need to get the rest of this off. It's very tedious. So now I just have to remove the head. I'm using a hair dryer for that. Some people put the doll in boiling hot water and it makes the head really soft, but I find a hair dryer works just as good, and you don't burn yourself on the hot water. The pegs on these dolls, on the neck peg, they're really, really tough to get off because they have these little like teeth that prevent kids from just pulling the head off. So I'm using a little surgical knife that I use for cutting fabric. They work so well for so many things, and they're really sharp, so they were able to cut the plastic really, really easily. Love having those. I got those, I think, from Amazon a long time ago, and I use them for so many projects. They come in so handy. And now we just have to scrape all that hair from the inside. A screwdriver works great for this, and you can watch as the hairs kind of like get pulled into the head. It's very satisfying, I think. You can really see it on these blue hairs. I love this. I think it's so cool. And then once you scrape all that out, you have to use some tweezers or pliers or something to get it out. Some of it will come out if you shake it out, but I have some needle nose pliers and they worked pretty well for this, especially if you just squeeze the head around. Now I am going to remove the paint on there, although it doesn't really matter, but I thought the acetone would also maybe help loosen up some of the little remaining hairs that were left behind. Like I said, it's very tedious to get all that hair out, but you want to start with a clean head. And so now I'm going to paint the scalp with black paint, but I want to make sure there's a mark on her forehead, and some alcohol should work really well for that. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but there is a little mark there, and it came right off with the alcohol, and the alcohol shouldn't mess up any of the face paint, because I'm not redoing the face on this doll because I love the face. I'm just gonna change a few things later on. You'll see that. So I'm just using some black acrylic paint. I often keep little pots of paint of my favorite colors that I mix up, or just ones that I use a lot of, so I don't have to continuously squeeze it out of the tube. Now you can see, you're probably yelling at me right now. Leave a comment if you are. There's a lot of little hairs, and the reason I hadn't pulled them out yet is because they were really hard to see, but now that it's painted black, you can see them, and I'm just using some tweezers to pull them out, and they come right out. So this is the tool I use to reroot. It's just an X-Acto knife tool without the blade. This other tool, I hate it. I ordered it as a reroot tool when I ordered some hair a long time ago. I was rerooting My Little Ponies and also trying my hand at making custom Monster High dolls, which I only ended up making the one. I'll have to show that sometime in a future video. But anyway, now I'm cutting the hair hanks in half because there's 36 inches, so that'll give you like 18 inches of hair, and then you fold that in half so you get 9 inches of hair roughly. When you plug it in, you'll lose a little bit of that length because it's inside the head. Now this is the part that's kind of tricky, and one of the things that always happens is my poor finger will get totally nicked up from this needle, and you just have to scoop the hair up and then plug it in the holes. And it sounds kind of easy, but it's tedious, and after a while you just kind of have to walk away, take a break. This was probably about a 20-hour project or longer as far as rooting. It took a few days. Most of the work I did in one day just to push through it, but I took breaks. So, the thing that I have a problem with is I end up rooting too thick of a hair plug. And I feel like the end result, though, you get this doll with so much hair, but it can be a little much, and you'll see that at the end. But so if you're watching this and you have rerooted dolls and you're like, oh geez, you're plugging too much hair in each hole, it needs to be thinner than that, I know. I'm still learning. This is only the third doll that I've ever rerooted, and it's a learning process. My second one, the scalp split on me and I couldn't save it. I had to glue it together and it ruined the hair, and I was really upset and sad about it. So it took forever for me to finally get enough courage to try it again. But this is the doll that did it for me. I wanted to give Frankie a Pride look. So I do start out with just black and white because I wanted part of her, their hair, sorry. I'm constantly doing that, I apologize. Part of their hair, I wanted it to look like classic G1 Frankie with the black and white streaks. But now I'm going in with the color, and I start with purple. I thought purple at the bottom would be great because I wanted it to end with the pink at the top. And so I started with the purple. I do a ring of purple, and I love this purple. I actually would love to reroot another doll, maybe like a Twyla, with this purple. This is something that I didn't do when I first started rerooting a doll because I was so terrified that it would rip all the hair out, but it's necessary. Every time you get done with like a kind of like a line or a layer of rerooting, I take a wide tooth comb and I brush out all the hairs that didn't get plugged in. And if you start that early on, you'll thank yourself later. But yeah, I did start to put the blue in here, and I love this blue. It looks very similar to the blue hair that they normally give to Frankie. But I realized I wanted to put like a buffer layer of black between each color to kind of layer it, like the coloring, the purple and the blue, you know, the rainbow hair was like basically acting as the white hair between each black strand. And I think it looks really cool. This green, I also really want to reroot a doll with some green hair. I'm gonna have to find a Monster High doll that has green hair and use this because it's super gorgeous. This Japanese saran hair I got from Dolly Planet, and I would recommend it. It's great. It feels a little waxy, and I think it's coated to help you pull strands out easier. But the longer you work with it, the more frizzy it can get, like the pile of hair that you're working from. But I love this color combination with the purple, the blue, and the green, and the black. I think I could have been happy just leaving it those colors and alternating between them. But I kept going. I wanted to do the rainbow hair. After all, this is a Pride doll, and I wanted it to reflect that. I thought the yellow looked great. It's such a lovely shade of yellow, and it would look amazing on Laguna. I might have to reroot a Laguna. And then this orange, I will say, it doesn't look as orange as I thought it would look in person compared to how it looked on their website. And it kind of looks more yellow, but I went with it, and I'm glad I did, because once you get the red in there, it has a really nice gradient, or I should say the pink. It's more of a pink than a red, really. But another layer of black hair, and I was getting really, really close to running out of the black hair, and that's how I knew that I was plugging too much in, because one hank of hair should be enough to reroot a whole doll's head, and I ran out while also using 7 other colors, so yeah, so definitely I rerooted way too much hair into this doll, but I'm lucky I didn't have the scalp split on me, which is I think what happened with my previous reroot. But there's the pink, and then I added the trans flag colors in the back on the bottom, and then I went with the blue and pink for the part line, and I think it looks amazing. I ended up missing a couple of plugs you may have noticed right in the front, and I didn't notice that until I was reviewing the video right before I went to bed. After doing that, I had been up all day and all the way till I think I started rooting around like noon, and it was like 2 a.m. when I finally started putting the glue in. But I did run down and I plugged in some hair in those holes that I missed, and banked on the fact that the glue would hold it because it wasn't quite dry yet. So now I'm just using one of my favorite colors, favorite paint brands called Color Shift, and I'm using that on this belt to make Frankie's name in rainbow. And I love this Color Shift paint because it changes color in the light when you move it around. I've used it for a lot of projects. It's beautiful. It's by Folk Art. You can get it at most craft stores, so if you're looking for it, Michael's should have it. Hobby Lobby, if you look on Amazon, I think they have it on there as well. I try not to shop at Hobby Lobby. I mean, this is a Pride video, so let's be honest. And if you know, you know. But I also decided I was going to paint the lightning bolt and the little clock or lock or whatever that's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a pocket watch, maybe? I don't know. These boots I picked out from one of the, I think it was the Iridescent Skulltimate Secrets series Frankie, and I did some silver paint on the sole, and then I took that Color Shift paint and put it on all the lightning bolts. There was a lot of the lightning bolts though, so I kind of messed up the rainbow with them, but it still looks cool. And then I painted their lips black with rainbow. So now that you've seen most of the process of the custom Frankie Stein, you may also notice now we have a couple more Monster High dolls to look at. When I first started recording this video, I hadn't received this yet. And I'm very excited, so excited to finally get this. This apparently was supposed to be out like up to 2 years ago. And it was talked about being like a Pride themed doll. And it's the Welcome Committee Frankie, and it's all in rainbow. And I absolutely love the way this Frankie looks with the black lips. And it comes with lots of snacks, which I actually kind of like the Monster High snacks, but my biggest complaint with them is the dolls can't really hold them most of the time. Like, some of them they can, but like these cans and these like snacks, they don't have any little thing for them to hold them. But other than that, I think they're cool. I've seen some other people review this doll, and for a while people were getting this Frankie as part of like having a damaged or defective Monster High doll. They would contact Mattel, and then Mattel would offer them this doll instead because they didn't have the one they were contacting them about. So people were getting this before it was finally released on Amazon. So this is available on Amazon. I will put a link down below, or you can hit the iCard. And you can go purchase this doll yourself. Amazon links are affiliate links, so I make a tiny bit of money, not very much, if you purchase through those links, but no pressure at all. Just purchase it however you feel comfortable. But yeah, I'm really excited. So the packaging for this is pretty big. And it does have a little blurb on the back, and if you want to pause and read that, you can. It has a photograph of the doll. It has the artwork done by Dark here on the bottom corner, and I love it. I will say the packaging seems a little sparse, and I almost wonder if there was supposed to be something up here in the corner that maybe said something about Pride Month. That's kind of, I don't know, it just feels like there's something missing up there. They have something in that corner. And it does say that it includes a poster. I believe there's a full-size poster in here of this small poster. I think that might be it, like behind it. I'm not sure. Or it might be behind in the back of the box. But anyway, it has all of Frankie's little symbols and different things that Frankie is known to come with in their packaging. Like, we've seen a lot of these items in the past. This doll is just, they are beautiful. They are so beautiful. This is the barcode for this Frankie. And it has, by the way, it has the same stuff on this side that it does on that side. And then it does say Monster High on the top. So we're going to open that up before we look at the custom doll. Even though it's pretty much done, there's only one thing that I really want to do, and that's wash the hair. But I'm waiting for the glue in the head to completely dry before I do that. Hopefully we'll have some photos at the end of the video of the doll with its hair completely washed and relaxed, because right now it's a little poofy. They are off camera here, and I can't stop looking at how beautiful they are, and I'm really excited to show you. But we also have this Buried Secrets. This is the second series of these, and these are called the new Scaremester style. And I believe this is Frankie that we got in here. And I thought, why not just have a huge Pride celebration with Frankie? Because Frankie represents so many of us in the world that are part of the LGBTQIA plus. The terminology's gotten so long I forget how it goes, but basically the LGBT plus community. Frankie is non-binary, and I often slip up and still call them a her or she, and if I do that during the video, I want to apologize. I was just talking to Chad Marvelous about this recently, and he does the same thing. whenever he's reviewing Frankie, because Frankie originally in G1 was a she, her pronoun user. So anyway, if I mess up, I apologize to all of you out there. But Frankie's color scheme is almost always pink, blue, and white to some degree, which is representation of the trans pride flag. And I have trans people in my family, in my friend group. They are awesome. They need our support more than ever right now. And please, please, just be an ally if you're not part of the LGBT plus community. You can be a part of it by being an ally. Trans people have just as many rights as everyone. Everyone is equal. I'll get off my soapbox and we'll start to take a look at this. So I took the plastic off so we can get a better look at the artwork. This is Darko Dark again. You get a mystery doll and 5 accessories. This is the barcode. I picked this one up specifically at Walmart. Target still has the first series of these, and so does Fred Meyer in my area. But you can also get these on Amazon, but you will get a random one. And that's, I think, how I ordered my first one. If I remember right, I can't remember. I think I ordered it on Amazon. And I ended up getting Draculijah. Sorry. It was Toralei. I got Toralei. Toralei was the one I got. But I did open Draculijah in another video. And I also have Claudine, but she will wait for a different video. So the way these work is you pop this open and it has an item in a color that represents the character. So this is definitely Frankie Stein in here. And you can kind of, when the plastic's on, you can kind of skillfully pull the cardboard back just enough to see in there. Sometimes you might need your flashlight from your phone if you're in the store trying to figure it out. That's how I figured this one out. And then you just keep revealing symbols and logos and artwork of the different things that represent the character inside. And I think I mentioned this in the Draculijah video, but you do get this pen, but you don't get a little notebook. And I feel like that's really weird. I feel like you should get a notebook, like even if it's cardboard. Like even if you have to cut it out of the packaging, wouldn't that have been a cool little notebook or something? Things that you can cut out of cardboard and then use as an accessory. You know, a lot of toys used to do that, and they don't do it as much anymore. So anyway, you keep doing this. Now, I think this packaging looks a lot like a Draculijah themed packaging with the the pink and the black. And then the pink coffin has a bat. Like, it's a coffin locker, but it has like this bat symbol for like the lock. So it's very Draculijah coded. The first series was very Cleo, and I'm hoping the third will represent maybe Claudine or someone else. But yeah, so this just comes right off, and we don't need that. And then you have the sides of this, which actually do say little things about the character. It says this Franken monster secret unlife hack. Always, wow, it's really hard to read that. Always having a pen handy to jot down ideas when they strike like lightning. So that's another clue that we got. Frankie, and then it says, wow, this one's really long. Frankie Stein thinks it's time that Watsy got a friend. So they've been doodling monster pets to make in lab. That is a reference to a future Frankie Stein playset that's coming out that I am really, really excited for. I'll put some photos here of it. You basically get little plastic pieces that you can put together to make your own little pets. And I think they have sticker sheets with eyes and stuff, and you can basically create your own little figurines for Watsy to have a friend. It's really, really cool, and I'm super excited. It comes with a Frankie doll as well. And I think that's awesome. And I cannot wait. As soon as I'm able to pre-order that, I will. And I'm probably going to check after this video because I was just reminded to. So hopefully it is available for pre-order soon. I really want to get it. All right, so now it's time to reveal the doll. And there is Frankie. This Frankie is very different looking. Very, very different looking. I'm not sure how I feel about this Frankie's face. It doesn't look very pixelated, which I was really worried about. It is a little bit pixelated, but it's not as much as some of those Barbies with the pixelated faces look. I find them to just be very off-putting. But the tie is plastic, and it's also printed, just like the faces. It's this like UV printing method. That looks really cool. Now, you do get 2 blind bags, and they look like notebook paper. And I love how the like 3 ring holes in them. They're on this side. On this side. On the back, they're here. So they look like skullettes, and they both just kind of look exactly the same. So let me get Frankie out of here, and then we can take a look at the box. The inside of the box has tons of little Easter eggs and clues to upcoming dolls and past dolls, references and stuff. All right, so I got the doll out, but before we look at the doll, let's take a look in here. So this has some references in it to Nephra, Cleo's sister, and then there's Cleo's backpack and bags. So it's cute how they have stuff in here to represent Cleo. I think that bottle right here might be Deuce's. It has a Medusa on it, and there's a cupcake, which is from the 2-pack that came with this Frankie that we used to make the custom for this video. This is the one that I have in my collection, whereas the one I had to do the custom was one I found secondhand at the thrift store. But this is one of my favorite Frankie dolls, and the cupcake is from that set of them, I believe. It was like one of my favorite Frankies, and still is to this day, in G3 anyway. There's so much in here. Look, it has a crystal ball with the figure in it. These are these like newer little like reveal toys, like potion bottles were. I don't have one of those yet, and I need to pick one up. But this has so much in it to look at. And it even has like here's the notepad talking about the little creatures, and that's the pieces that you get to create the creature. It's so cool. I love it. I love everything in here. It's so cool. Oh, and it has the little Mega Blocks figure right here. That's really, really cool. Okay, so now that we looked at that, we will take a look at the doll. And here is Frankie. I absolutely love the hair on this. Even though it's polypropylene, it doesn't feel as bad to me. It feels like polypropylene, but it, oddly enough, feels softer than I'm used to. So that's kind of interesting. The hair color, I love it being mostly dark, and then it does have some strands of white. Very few here coming up from the top. But it's all black underneath, and then there is some blue on the sides, and I love that there's a part line. This would actually make a great candidate to be rerooted if you like the face especially. I actually do think this is a really cute face. The eye makeup is very over the top with the blue on the sides, and they're different. Each lightning bolt on each side is different. The only thing I haven't liked about these dolls, and that can totally be changed, is the lips. The lips are too blurry looking to me. They don't have like that hard line, and I really like that hard line like this doll has, and like I can just show you on this, because these are the same character, but honestly, this one's face is so much better, and it's an older doll. It's like one of the original, but this doll looks so pouty, whereas this one looks really like happy-go-lucky, you know? I like the earrings on this, though, and these are removable, so you could give these to any Frankie doll or any Monster High doll, because they all can wear the same earrings, and they're zippers. It's so cool. I love this tie with the collar, and it has like silver bolts on it. Like this, I might actually steal for my custom. I think I'm gonna steal that for my custom doll and not even do anything to it. It's perfect just the way it is. Now this outfit piece is all one piece. It's sewn together, shorts and a top. That's another budget thing, because these are considered budget dolls. These are around $17 at Walmart with tax and everything, which is still not too bad considering prices of dolls have started to go up. People have been noticing that dolls that had already come out, the prices are raising on them at Target for the Bratz dolls that just came out and the Rainbow High dolls that just came out, which I do have another review for those My Fashion Style dolls coming very soon. It should be out this coming Friday. But the articulation for these is really simple. So the head is on a rotation, just like normal. There's no chest articulation. There's shoulder, no elbow. There is wrist, and the hands do come out still, which I think is nice. These dolls, you could almost use them as a replacement hand. If you lose your hands for a different Frankie doll, you could buy this to get replacement hands and to get some accessories, which I think is really cool. The legs just can be like that, or they can sit. And they actually can sit pretty straight up, which is really uncommon for a budget doll. Barbie can't even do that. Neither can Rainbow High. Now, these dolls lately for Frankie have had a pink glitter prosthetic leg. I've seen a few of them like that now. And the leg actually does come off. So I don't know if that's intentional or not. And I've even seen some people take this leg and add a joint to it to add to an articulated leg. And then it bends. Like they use the one that comes with this and cut it out and then glue it in here. I just saw that recently. I don't remember who it was, but it was on Instagram. So there's the doll, and I do have a doll stand for them. So far, I haven't consciously noticed myself misgendering is it MX? Is that what you say? MX Stein? I don't know. What is the proper term for a non-binary person? You don't say Miss or Mr. or Mrs. or whatever. If you know what that is, leave a comment below. I can't believe I don't know what that is. It's like, I've heard it before. Is it MX? I think it's MX. Anyway, there is Frankie from that. Now we do have these to open. So let's see what we got in here. These are paper. So this one only has one item in the whole bag, and it is a really cool looking purse. And it has this UV printed front that's very trans flag colored. I love the pink lightning with the the Frankie plaid, blue plaid. It's very cool. And there's the back of it. And it has little Frankenstein monster heart, which is really cool. Or actually not monster heart, but a skelett. Sorry. That is a Frankenstein skelett. Love this. I love the detail on this. Now, because the one arm is at a bend, you can put the bag like that. That's probably as good as you can get the bag on there. Now, I will say this Frankie is shedding quite a bit of black hair. But that's okay. Dolls always shed. All right, so this package has a lot of stuff in it. It has their shoes, which are actually amazing. These are really cool. They look like boots, and then they have like a cutout of a lightning bolt in the heel. And then they have like, it looks like chains, maybe, or lightning, or stitches. I think it's actually stitches. They look like they're all stitched together, and then they have a buckle and more buckles there. And then the bottoms are really, really cool. They have like warning, caution, electrical symbols. God, these are really cool boots. So let's get these boots on Frankie. I love the dark blue color. It goes really well with this pink leg and the other leg. And these dolls kind of stand a very specific way, like with their legs a specific way. So there's that. I love these pink glittery legs. All right, and then you also get like the Stanley cup tumbler looking thing that it has the skelet and lightning bolts. This is all just one piece and can be held because it does have the little handle. So sort of can be held, not very well because there's no articulation, but there we go. Looks a little awkward, but oddly enough, it works for Frankie Stein. So then there's this really cool headband that has like rivets or bolts all over it. So let's put that on. Okay, that actually looks pretty cool. There's that. I actually really like that. I almost want to steal that for my custom too, but I don't think I will because my custom's hair right now is gigantic. And then this is the pen with the monster heart on the top of it. And they can hold that as well. So they can hold all of their items or use the items that they get, wear them. I think for $17, it's not bad. I wish it had better hair, but the hair it does have is actually not too bad. It does have some breakage though, but very, very cute. So I would recommend that, especially for a kid that just wants a doll to play with and you don't want to spend a lot of money. Go with that. Not really a collector doll, but they can be rebodied. The head can be put on an articulated body, which I've done in previous videos, but I'm not doing that today because we have this also to look at, and then we have my custom to look at. So let's go ahead and get this doll out of the packaging. I'm really, really, really excited for this. I know a lot of people have been super, super excited to get this doll. I tried not watching any reviews of it because I wanted to make my own opinions, but I ended up watching Chad Marvelous do a review for this, and I'm actually glad I did because it made me want the doll even more because he loved them so much. Alright. So yeah, there is a full-sized poster and it's not folded up. Now it does have words all over it. So I'll show you the little one so you can get a better look at what the big one looks like. And I think I might actually frame this. I know that might seem silly, but it's Darko Dark's artwork. I absolutely love his artwork. He does artwork for Rainbow High as well. And it's so good. And I love Monster High. It's become one of my top 3 favorite doll brands. And it's hard to choose which is my favorite. Rainbow High is probably number 1, and then Monster High, and then Ever After High is probably my third one, which is an older line that's been discontinued, but a very similar type of Barbie. The Dream Besties are very similar to Ever After High, so those kind of fall into that category too, I think. So here is the Frankie without the window in the way. The packaging on this is remarkably easy looking. Like, I think this is going to be really easy to get out. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll take a look at them. I have to show this inside packaging. If it wasn't for this little triangle right here with the arrow, this would make a really cool backdrop to take photos. In fact, you could probably cover that up with something, like maybe like actually like a little banner that says something like, well, or like a different type of banner than this one. I don't know. But I think this is really cool. It's like the entrance to Monster High. Here is the little mini version of that poster so you can get a better look at it. And I really love the way all the characters are drawn here. They all look so great. And I love that Deuce is included too. And Claudine and Laguna, they look so cute standing together. And I love that Cleo is next to Frankie because, as we know, they are in a relationship together, and I think that's really, really cute. I love how there's always a connection with them, even in their toys. Sometimes the dolls that come with something that kind of fits the other character more than it fits the, like for instance, like, which one was it? There was one doll, I think it was actually one of the Frankie dolls came with something that was very Cleo coded. And I thought that was super, super neat to see. Alright, so I got everything out, but before we look at the doll, I do want to look at all the accessories. So there's this really cool rainbow themed backpack, and it does open, and it has a little charm on the front. This is a previously used mold, but done in a different color scheme. And I love, love, love this rainbow lightning bolt on it. So that's a really cool item. And then there's these little cans of like drinks. And there's 3 different ones. There is Zip Zip, which I think we've seen a similar one like that before. And then this one says Drip Sip. So that's like more of like a Draculijah themed one, I think, because Draculijah loves cherry. That's one little fact I know. And then this one is Claudine themed, and this one is Eclipse Sip. I love it. And some of the stickers on these are not applied very well, and they're really hard to fix without ripping, so I just leave those alone. There's also a camera accessory. It's like kind of like a Polaroid, and it comes with this tiny, tiny little picture that's all their hands together from the poster, and it says Monster High MH. It has a lightning bolt and a little stitch for Frankie. It's blank on the other side, and this was an accessory I think that came with a previous Frankie doll. But I think that one came with 2 photos, and you can see there's room for another photo. So I wish they would have included, one of the other photos. But you can obviously hang that on Frankie's arm if you wanted to. And then there's a pen. It looks like a Sharpie, sort of kind of has like the lid off, which can be held. It has a little finger hole. There are 3 more snacks, and I think all the snacks are coded to go with the drinks. So, for instance, this is a, instead of Sun Chips, they're Moon Chips, and they're Harvest Moon Cheddar. These used to be printed with, like, the nutrition and ingredients on the back, but they stopped doing that, I think, probably to save money, which is fine. I thought it was really, really cool that they had that, though. And obviously that one goes with the Eclipse Sip. And then there's these that are the Boo. It just says Boo. And they look like little like bat cookies. And that one obviously goes with the Drip Sip because they're both pink and Draculijah themed. And then we have the Watts, which look like some sort of crisps of some sort. And yeah, none of these, they're all blank on the back. None of them have anything on the back. And this one obviously goes with the Zip Sip. And then you also have this adorable little version of Watsy with blue hair. And then it has the green around one eye, and even the eyebrows are painted. And then it has this cute little Velcro bandana that you can take off. So you could put that on any other pet, especially any other Watsy, which is really cute. And I love that it's Velcro. It's so cute. Very, very cute. I love Watsy, so I cannot wait for that little play set where you create Watsy a friend. You also get a jacket, which I left I left it on this plastic so it was easier to show off. And it has little rainbow monster heart, and it says all welcome. And it's got a really cool like holographic sheen to it, and then the sleeves are stitched. There's nothing on the back, but this is cool. I love this jacket. And then you also get a sticker, and it's a Pride Monster High sticker that is so cool. I love that it looks like it has brown and black stripes at the bottom, which I think is really neat because it kind of reminds me of the bear pride flag, which I'm a bear, so I'm very happy to see those colors show up there. I don't know if that was probably not the intention, but I'm going to look at it as that. And here is the Frankie doll, and they look amazing. Now the hair is saran, and it's really soft. It's really flowy. It has no pink. There's no pink in the hair, but there is black, blue, and white. And then it has this really cool braid. And then this is the face. The face on this one it's perfect. It's, chef kiss. I love it. I love the black lips. I just love it. The only thing that would make this face better, in my opinion, would be the side eye. I love the side eye with Frankie. But this one is just as beautiful. And then there's these really cool, like, lightning bolt kind of starburst earrings. The top is really neat. It velcros on the neck and then the back, and it has this pink and blue ribbon to represent the trans pride flag. And then these sleeves are separate. Or they're a separate piece that just slip over the arm. They are holding a clipboard, which I'm leaving on for now. It does have like the Monster High logo on the back with spider webs. Because they can hold it with their finger, but I like the way that they're holding it with the elastic holding it on. And you can see it says Monster High Welcome Meeting to-do list, and it says new member. What does it say? New member intro? I think new member intro. It's really hard to read that. And then it says snack break, and that's not checked off yet because we still need to have our snacks. I think that's really cool, the way they tell a story with everything. Beautiful, beautiful hair. The hair on this kind of makes me realize how badly, or not badly, but how much extra hair I added to my custom, and just wait till you see it. You're going to be like, that's too much hair. That's way too much hair. But continuing down, I love that this necktie is fabric. There's a plastic belt, and it has some painted detail right here with the belt buckle. I love that. The pants are awesome because they're shorts on one side and pants on the other, and they have like blue and yellow and pink stripes with the plaid. We have the typical Frankie leg, and then these are a reused mold of Frankie's shoes. I think from one of the budget. I think it was the budget doll that had them, which a lot of people had a hard time finding the budget dolls, and they're just painted differently. The budget ones were pink. They were all pink. It says "Be yourself and be unique," and I think that is super awesome because that's Monster High encourages everyone to be themselves, and I think that is so beautiful. That's why I love Monster High. It's why I love Rainbow High, because they're all about your true colors. Not so much with the newer stuff, maybe a little. But there you have all that. Love this doll. As far as articulation, I guess we should talk about the articulation. This does have the upper chest joint, so this is one of the like fully articulated dolls, whereas some of the budget ones still have a lot of articulation, but they don't have that chest joint. It has the head tilt and turn. It has the elbow and the shoulder and the wrist. And the wrists, obviously, the hands can come out. They can sit. They can do the splits. I don't want to rip the pants. They have the knee articulation that goes at 90 degrees. And no feet articulation, but they don't normally have that on Monster High dolls. So there you have it. That is a really, really, really nice looking doll. Now, this jacket, a lot of people that I've seen review it do not put the jacket on them because they love having these sleeves, and I love the sleeves too. So to put the jacket on also, I would probably have to take the hands off, but I do want to try it for the video, so bear with me here. Luckily I can take the hand and the clipboard off together. And then that should make putting the jacket on really easy. I am thinking... I'm thinking of stealing this jacket for my custom Frankie. Because I really like the look of this doll without the jacket with the sleeves showing. And I feel like my custom Frankie needs something a little extra. And I kind of was planning to take it for my custom. And I know you're probably all like, we just want to see the custom. Can we see the custom already? Yes. I'm about to unveil my custom. If you follow my Instagram, you probably saw a little sneak peek of my Frankie custom, just the head. But I did a few more things since that picture. So, okay. So there we are with the jacket on. It looks really actually cool with the jacket, with the tie and everything. It does kind of make it look cohesive. But again, I miss seeing those colorful sleeves. So I'm going to go ahead and take this jacket back off so that we can try it on my custom. All right, are we ready to see my custom? And then we'll put the jacket on them as well. Fair warning, the hair is going to look huge because I haven't relaxed it with some boiling water. Like, you can pour boiling water over the hair and it'll kind of relax it and make it look more natural and hang a little more, natural. But here is my custom, and the hair is so long, and I'm leaving it long because I want it to be like a hair play doll. I love hair play dolls. Now, there are some flyaways right now because, again, I haven't washed the hair. There's also one sticking out here that I actually need to pull out because it's short. And that will happen with dolls when you reroot them. Let me get them off the stand and let me show you what I did with this doll. So I do have earrings on it, which I might end up taking off because the hair keeps getting caught in them. But I repainted the lips black, and that was because of this doll. I really, really thought the black lips on this doll looked great. And my whole intention was to make a custom doll because I wasn't sure if I was even going to be able to get this Welcome Committee doll, and I wanted to have a Pride Frankie doll. And then I saw a video of Draculijah's where he reviewed Welcome Committee Frankie and showed off his custom Pride Frankie, and I was so inspired, so I wanted to make my own. So this is what I came up with. It's the hair. So I did a lot of black and white streaks in towards the bottom, and then I did a pride flag in the back, which I think looks so cool because you don't notice it too much until you really look. It kind of is hidden. And then we have the rainbow kind of layered through the hair. And you can see how it's layered here on the sides. I ran out of black, but my intention was not to put any where the part is. So I kept the part. That was a lot of work. And I didn't show a lot of the part on camera. But I showed all the rest. So you already saw me doing all the different layers and everything and how the hair turned out. But this is the final look. I painted the shoes. You saw that. Doing this paint technique on them to make them look like metal. The skirt, I think, is also from a Scultimate Secrets Frankie. I can't remember if it was the same one. The belt, though, came with this doll, and the earrings did as well. This sock on the one leg I thought was really cool. I got that idea from Draculijah. I will put a link to his video here for you, and it'll be down below, and there'll be the iCard over here. Pointing the wrong way. The iCard will be over here for it. But yeah, I painted Frankie's name in a rainbow theme. I thought about painting the nails black, but I didn't get around to that. I think that would be really cool. I also put some rainbow shimmer on the lips, but it's really, really hard to see. And I put some on the eyelids. It's also really hard to see. But I'm so happy. This rerooting I started over a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I didn't have a lot of time to get to it because I've been working a lot lately. And yesterday I sat down and worked on this doll with breaks and lunch and dinner and some TV time with my husband. But it took me about 16 hours just yesterday, and then through the evening and into the late night. So that's why the glue in the head is still drying. But oh my god, I love this hair. I love the way this hair turned out. I can't wait to wash it and relax it so it looks so big right now, but I want it to, be more like that, which is what I should be able to get with the boiling. All right, so enough talk. All right, so let's try this jacket from the Welcome Committee Frankie, and I'm also stealing this one's necklace. Oh, and I'm sorry, you lost your Stanley cup. I will have to get that later. I don't know where it went. You don't need a drink right now, do you? Okay. All right, so let's see what oh, yes. Okay. There's with the collar and the tie. Yeah, I think that works with the black, especially in the blue and the pink. I love that. Okay. I am loving my custom even more now. Oh, this is going to be cool. Okay. I'm getting so excited. I actually love making custom dolls for myself. I haven't made any to sell, and it's kind of one of those things where when I start doing it for someone else, then I don't have the interest to do it. I do it just for myself, and I think there's certain times in your life where it is perfectly okay to be selfish to some degree. I'm not a huge fan of rerooting, but I learned a lot rerooting this doll because I used 8 colors. I usually only use 1 color in the reroots I've done before. So I think I might actually reroot more dolls down the road. I think it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of extra rainbow colored hair. Now you got to tell me, what do we think? What do we think? It's a little top heavy because there's so much hair, I will admit. I'm hoping washing it and conditioning it will help. But tell me what you think. I would love to hear from you all. What do you think of my custom? What do you think of this jacket on this? I think this Frankie looks amazing. So, and that's what counts, because I did it for me. I also thought it would be fun to learn how to reroot a doll with multiple colors, and now I know how to do it. So I'm very, very happy with all that. You'll have to let me know what you think of all these Frankie dolls. They're all very different. They all have a very specific look to them, and I think that one of the cool things about G3 and even G1 is how many different looks different characters can have to make them look so different. If you want tips on rerooting dolls, I wouldn't recommend following what I do. Maybe watch some from Draculijah, but I hope I gave a little insight in how to do it. Maybe the technique wasn't quite perfect because this is only my 3rd doll I've ever rerooted. I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at all 3 of these dolls today. Definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications. Like the video, comment, and we'll see you next time. More videos, especially in the month of July. It's my birth month, and I have a lot of cool things planned. I'm hoping that I can get to all of them. I have too many things. Too many things that I want to do. So take care out there. Love you guys. Happy Pride. Bye.